Hello, everyone. We are live. All right. It's so good to see everyone here. And we're excited because we got lots to talk about. We were just talking away before when we realized, oh wait, we need to we need to go live. So thank you everyone for being here. And thank you for everyone here on our screen, also for joining me in this fun event, Galactic Updates. Hello, Diane, Robin, and Andy.
Hi.
Hello, Sharon. And audience out there.
Right? Yeah. And hello, let's see who's out here in the beautiful land of the YouTube and Facebook land. Let's see. Summer, hello, Mark. Gregory, Christine. Hello, Christina. Orb Family of Light. Oh, we were just talking about orbs. I was just showing everyone our orb oracle cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. So let's just go around the room a little bit here and quickly introduce ourselves. Just for some people that don't know who we are. So I'll start. I am Sharon Sananda Kumara, and I live in the Portland, Oregon area. And I am a psychic medium. I have a practice here as a psychic medium, what else do I do? Past life therapist, channel. I teach courses and classes at the Kumara Academy, which I founded a few years back, and just loving life. And I also have a couple of podcasts. So, hey, what's better than that? Get to talk to some amazing people and talk about things that are really important. Oh, I'm also an author. Oh, thank you, Robin. Okay. That is my book, Awakened Soul. Yes. Just,
oh, yeah.
10 years in the making.
We're not promoting it or anything.
No,
not at all.
Just buy it.
And then when we I didn't pay them. I promised to say that.
You won't regret
it. All right. And so that's a little bit about me. And we'll go around the room. And Diane, do you mind going next?
Okay, I live in the Portland metro area, and I've been here. I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
We won't ask.
Yeah, long time I've been here. I graduated high school here. Okay, so I've been doing this for quite a while, but Sharon really got me into what I'm doing now. We don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I'm doing it. Seriously. And hi, Christine. I wanted to say hi. And I know Ann too. Hi, Ann. I hope to talk to each one of you because you're part of our family. Now we have adopted you. So we're ready.
Consider yourself adopted.
That's not a bad thing.
Right. Robin, do you mind going next?
Sure. I'm Robin Hyatt. I am also a psychic medium, and I am also a channeler. And I started out helping on cold cases and then evolved into more of a galactic species and just stretched my brain in the cosmos, and actually wrote a book also. Actually have several books, but this is The Benevolent, and it is of species, and that's my second book, and this is the first book. And it's all on species, and everything is channeled. It's all channeled of each species in here. And they're very good messages for mankind. And we're working on, like I was talking before, we're working on Oracle deck. And I'm I wanted it to be a very special Oracle deck where it's channeled. Each card is specifically channeled. And so I'm going to be very proud of that. And Michael on here, he was on here. I saw his name on here. He's my twin, and he's the one that helps me with all of this. I can never do it without him. He's like my second hand. And I have a YouTube channel. It's Robin Hyatt, the Blue Star, and I do channeling on there. And Sunday I did an amazing channeling. Sometimes I do channelings that blow me away, and it was on the man that wrote The Wizard of Oz. And so I wanted to channel him because there's an underlying message to the Wizard of Oz of what each person represents, like the Tin Man, the Lion, the Munchkins, everything. So I go over that. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's really cool. I love that.
That's
Frank Oz. Isn't his name Frank Oz?
No.
Oh.
No. It's L. Frank Baum, B-A-U-M.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Sorry. I knew there was a Frank in there then.
And I tell how he got the name Oz. Because have you ever wondered how he came up with Oz?
Not really.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
It must
Well,
have been.
never mind. I won't tell you.
It's got to be. It's got to be either out of body experiences or plant medicine or psychedelics. Neither.
Psychedelics? What are you talking about? This is 1800s. Did they have Well, they probably did. No,
Oh,
he
they
was
did.
he loved children, and he was a storyteller, and he had taken acting and stuff like that. So he had a bunch of children in his office. So this little girl kept saying, well, where does Dorothy live? Where did she land? What's the name of the place? And he didn't have a name. So he looked at his filing cabinet, and on the bottom of the filing cabinet had 0-Z. And he said, Oz.
Oz.
Yeah, it came from his filing cabinet. So
Wow.
I'm sorry, it was no psychedelics.
You know, they did have psychedelics because Arthur Conan Doyle was on psychedelics and cocaine. We went to his museum, and we went to his museum, and guess what was there? All of his stuff.
All his paraphernalia.
Oh yeah, everything.
Yeah,
That's exactly how all his characters came.
Okay.
really.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't doubt it. Yeah, how interesting. Yeah. We find out.
Well, anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay. All right.
That's
Thank
good,
you.
Robin.
Thank
That
you,
was
Robin.
good, Robin.
And her books are amazing. Highly recommend them. They're awesome. Awesome stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Andy, Cosmic Andy.
Yeah, tough act to follow. So I haven't written anything and I haven't produced anything yet.
Not yet.
Hey, you
Yet.
and me.
I'm an experiencer, lifelong experiencer. I'm sure I get old soul, starseed, all of the different terms. I've had a lot of amazing experiences and memories and portal jumps and timeline shifts and meeting angels and demons and everything in between at different points in my life. And so I'm still trying to do the best I can as a dad, a father, and trying to, like we all are, retain and bring in these divine higher realms to this, to planet Earth, while still straddling and being a bridge to many different things and many different people. And so I am grateful to be here. And like I said, again, I'm so grateful for Sharon for holding space for all of us and creating all of this, and Robin and Diane. Very grateful to get to come on with such esteemed ladies and learn and grow and be activated. And the fact that they're willing to entertain, some of my experiences. I'm really grateful for the whole community. And so thank you for everyone who's here.
Thank you.
Nice.
That's very nice.
Thank you, Andy. Yeah. So we do have a in-person. Mark was asking if this was the same group that Don Anderson used to lead in 2012, and yes it is. Well, this right here, this is I lead the same group, that the in-person group, and I do this as extra. And Andy comes to those meetings as well. He and some of his family and stuff. And so, yeah. So Mark, if you're local, and if you're on the meetup group, we'd love to see you there. And you too, Diane. Okay. All right. Enough of that. So let's talk about some updates. I just wanted to share a couple things that I thought were pretty cool. I have a couple videos that I didn't test before we started. I forgot to. I just wanted to share because I thought they were pretty cool stuff. Because we're moving into the technological age where, I mean, it's just pretty obvious to me anyway that we're moving into the era where we're going to find out about all the technology that has been suppressed for 100 years or so, right? And that's exciting. So here is a video that showed up on our local news here, which I thought was great, awesome, because you normally don't see this kind of stuff. So hopefully it goes somewhere. I feel like it will. Now, if I could figure out how to share. I forgot. There it is. There it is. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yep.
No.
Let's try that.
Did you?
On TV, yeah. Gosh. I wasn't there live.
He invented this hoverboard.
Oh, that'd be so fun. Oh, wow.
495,000.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'll be right out
Right.
and write a check. Oh, I could charge it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then this next, so that I thought that was really cool, especially on the local news. Apparently, he invented that a few years ago, but you know, has anyone seen that before now?
I've seen military that have gone up, but it's usually just
Yes,
it's
military
not the
people have
big
them.
like that where they. But that's all I've seen is the military. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen the military ones as well. There was a video like last year. Somebody had sent. I don't have it, but it was two guys. They basically were just wearing like the things on their hands and then things on their feet, and they were on one of the like aircraft carriers. They were flying over the open ocean. You see these guys coming, like the jet would land on the aircraft carrier, and here they come and just like almost like ran to a stop right at the end of the thing.
Well, that's cool.
Wow.
I was like, what?
I always wonder because I have out of body experiences and really lucid dreams where I'm flying, just flying like that, and it feels like I know what I'm doing rather than it's just randomly flying. You know what I mean? Like I have a platform. Yeah. So the secret space program, I'm sure has it. I'm sure we've used them in the secret space program.
Well, you've seen the flying cars now, haven't you? That they're testing, that are coming out. That
the helicopter type cars.
Well, they're almost like what he was in, but it was a car, and it had all the things that went out, and it just went up, hovered, and then it went out. So, I mean, we're gonna be the Jetsons here pretty soon. That'll be awesome.
Really?
I know. That's what's so exciting, isn't it? So I want to show you this other video real quick. This is through night vision, and Andy, it might remind you of East SETI. There's no sound.
Oh yeah, The Starlink. I think I saw this video.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This is just on 12/29.
I know I want those goggles. I have some, but they're not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a video that it takes
Yeah.
video. My sister has one of those, but it doesn't take a very long
Yeah.
video.
Look at that
Yes,
one.
powered up.
Uh-huh.
I-
Yeah.
Even though we're in winter, I feel like at least once a week or every other week, I'll go in the backyard with the dogs and look up for 5 minutes, and I got power ups and different ones crossing before I know there's 6 things in the sky moving that aren't the
Yeah.
normal plane traffic, and I'm like, hey guys,
Right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at all
they're
that.
definitely showing themselves.
And where is this located?
Yes.
Where is this being taken?
I don't know. I know it's in the US.
I mean, look at that. I mean, what are they
Right.
doing?
Anything they want.
Well, I know. Well, they're not delivering Amazon, so
No, they're not. And they don't follow doesn't look like they're following a flight path.
no, it's like everywhere. They're like
airplanes.
orbs. But look at some of them
Yeah.
have trails. Look at
Could I-
that one. Wow.
Look at that.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah, that one said hi.
That was
That was a good one.
mm-hmm.
I know that
Whoa.
was like close.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Pretty
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, I won't put you through the whole 4 minutes, but it's really, I love watching this. It's just so cool. I mean, that's probably what we see at ESETI on a good night when looking through those night vision
Have
goggles.
all of you been there?
This is an
Been to Yosemite?
4K camera.
I have yet to go. That's another one on my bucket list is to go there.
It's a
Well,
place.
yeah, if you come, we can
Really?
go. It's not that far.
Oh, really? I want to go.
We could always plan an event for the group, and whoever wants to meet there a certain weekend, make it happen.
That would be great. Then I won't have to go by
Let's
myself.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Totally.
Yeah.
Hey, Shelly. Hey, Ziptar. Yeah. So anyway, I thought those were
Yeah.
cool.
I just started reading. Well, I've read both of you guys' books, which are amazing. I just started reading David Wilcock's book, Awakening in the Dream.
The new one?
I have it. It's good.
And I'm not through it yet, but just the first few chapters, I've already had quite a few different little memories from childhood and being in dreams in childhood when all of a sudden things slowed down, and I kind of realized that I could control things in the dream, and had moments of telekinesis and flying, but also being like taken up on different interdimensional ships. Not little green guys landing a ship here and coming and getting me, but like in my dream state, connecting with these different higher realms of consciousness. And so I don't know. I wasn't sure if any of you guys have read that book, but I highly recommend so far. It's been pretty activating.
It's good.
I've read
Okay.
it. It's really good. It came out about 4 years ago, but yeah, I have the book, but I listened on audio, and I love David Wilcock. He's just so intelligent and shares so much information. I've taken all his courses. I'm pretty sure I have all his books, but can he
Oh,
talk?
yeah. Yeah.
His
Well,
books are
yeah.
really
Well,
thick.
he has a elongated head a little bit. You know that. He does have a
does.
elongated skull.
He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And have you seen his photo and Edgar Casey's photo next
Oh,
to
I
each
see. Oh, yeah.
other? They look exactly alike.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had a couple of times where I was like, I don't know if it was in a dream or if it's a memory or what, but I was on like a ship walking around with some of my guides, and I looked over and I saw different people from ESETI Sharon, I felt like I saw you from a distance, and then I saw David Wilcock, and even on that side, his head was like 10 times as big. Like literally, he had so much juice flowing through that thing. I was like, "Holy shit! No wonder he's so smart." Like,
Well, yeah, he's something. I mean, he's a representative of a species here. I mean, I know he's human, but there's more to him, and he's here for a reason. Yeah.
yeah,
I always felt that he was part of that we were same tribe. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I've always felt that from him.
Was he
that
on
makes
Art
sense
Bell?
that we would be on the same.
Was he on Art Bell?
What's that?
was he an art?
I'm
Was
sure
he on Art Bell show? Radio show?
Probably. He was on Gaia for a long time.
Yeah, I think, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of those guys started out on
On Art
Bell.
Might have been, probably, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was on Ancient Aliens too. He was a guest on there for a while, speaker on there. They have different people on Ancient Aliens. Yeah, he was when I went to Contact in the Desert in 2019, I guess it was, when all the Ancient Alien people were there. Giorgio is the nicest man ever. If you ever want to meet it or go to Contact in the Desert or any of those places, Giorgio is super nice. But David Wilcock was there and did a really amazing presentation and a panel and stuff. And I really enjoyed his time. Corey Good, yeah. Mark says, and Corey Good that on Gaia. Corey Good, of course, came out with the Secret Space program, yeah.
And I met Corey. I was actually Corey's security guard at one of the ESETI conferences.
Oh, wow.
I talked to him privately, and we had a whole bunch of different synchronicities with Super Soldier, different things going on. It was real activating, and so
I went to that conference. Yeah, I talked to him for a couple minutes. He was a nice guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Really nice guy. I've been meaning to say this. I didn't know when to bring this up, but like the whole time when I got on and I was kind of waiting for us to start, Sharon, I just have been having like energies all around me, and I was like, "What is going on here?" I was doing a little clearing when you were doing the clearing, and I feel like we have dragon energy like all around, with like around me, around us right now, and then it's funny, Robin. I didn't know who else was going to be here. I thought it might just be me and Sharon. I didn't know who was going to be able to make it to this one. And at the last moment, I remember when we talked last time, we were talking about like our Viking and our like Valkyrie and the different stuff and battling. And so I literally brought this at the last my Thor. And then you got on and I was like, there she is. Hey.
Awesome, you go. I want to know too, I have my Valkyrie Oracle cards. So who would have thought? I got those today. Who would have thunk?
Oh wow, I'm gonna have to get those.
Isn't that interesting? We had a class on dragons. and then last night we had a class on the wolf moon.
Oh, nice.
And you bought the oracles.
Yes, I have both.
We were howling. Howling.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Because Diane had her mermaid thing last time. Your
yeah,
and that scared me, but that was okay.
What? Diane had her.
It was your.
I missed that.
What is that called? Your mermaid. To get the energy. It was a spear. It was a. It's a three-prong. The three-prong. What is the name?
Oh, I'm talking about my weather thing.
Yes, yes.
I can't. The thing is that I can't remember the name of it, and I actually thought, Sharon, that we should have a class to help with the winds and I could bring it out
for LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Because they're whipping up again.
I'm missing my cousins. They're in LA and I can't get a hold of them. So I have
Oh
no
no.
idea. Yeah, no one's responding. So
Well, the
tired.
satellites are down, and Elon Musk just sent the Starlink.
Over.
Yeah, so it should be up shortly, if not by now,
Yeah, because all my mom's side of the family is there. So
because all of the cell phone towers were gone.
yeah. Mm.
Okay.
So
So
all of that.
Mark says he also does security. Andy,
Oh,
do you do security at ECETI, Mark?
he might be talking in general, like he does security at places.
Oh, in general. Oh, okay.
Should we do
Yeah.
a little just like quick blessing or prayer or send light or love and all
I
of
think
the
we
above
should.
to LA and the fires and people
Mhm.
around the world? Doesn't have to be long, but you're
Well,
really good at that,
I
Sharon.
think we should.
hold on, I changed my room around, so I don't know what I did with my.
Thank you. Andy. We should. Thank you for reminding me.
Because we were pretty successful in Florida.
Diane.
So
Yeah,
that
we
was
were.
cool.
Diane, you want to join me?
All right, I
us?
got it.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
So then
You
have a call.
guys, okay. Next time I'm on, I'm gonna have to come up with something.
Well, this is from my teacher, and
right.
she did weather stuff with it. I just don't use it.
Okay. It looks pretty powerful. It feels pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's just take a couple of deep breaths so we can send some healing energy and coolness to LA area, to the fire, the LA area. Okay. Taking a couple of deep breaths. Breathing in cool energy, relaxing energy. Breathing out any fire type energy. Letting go, letting go, letting it go. Focusing on cooling energy, water, bringing water to that area. We ask our guides, our angels, our loved ones, our ascended beings that we work with, our star beings, all the beings that we work with, to please join us as we focus on bringing cooling energy to the area in California that is being devastated by these fires. And we ask that you help to cool down the land, the area, bring water to this area. Help with the winds, calm the winds, calm the winds. We can send our focus there to calm the energies, calm the winds. We ask the beings that control the weather and work with the weather to calm the winds there. Help bring rain, any type of water, coolness, relief to this area. We also send our love and healing thoughts, healing energy to all that are affected. Not just people, but animals, vegetation, trees, anything that has been affected, any life that has been affected. All energies have been affected. Please surround them with your love, with your light. Oh. And if they did pass from the body, guide their way home. Please guide their way home. Thank you. So be it. Amen.
So
It is so.
that was beautiful. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
Got
Of
goosebumps
course.
on my
Thank you,
arms,
Andy.
so it was working.
Yeah, it brought up emotion, moved me, brought tears. Definitely, I could feel the energy. Thank you, everyone.
I read that El Nino, whichever one, is coming in shortly. It's going to bring rain to the south and dryness to us in the north. So the problem is that we don't want heavy rains because it's so dry down there that the earth is correct,
Yeah.
and it's going to flood.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's got to be a kind of a light rain, not like we get torrential downpours.
Ashvin.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashvin. Where
He's
where
here.
is he? I don't see him on the panel, Ashvin.
Good
Ashvin.
point. Yes.
Log on.
So I would like to say something, share something that happened since we met last. Andy, I want to ask you if you've had any of these experiences or something. And, Robin or Diane, you may have too. When you're in that in-between state, the liminal state, and you see things so clearly, and I call it a reality shift where you're not here, you're somewhere else, right? And you see as clear as day, but you still know that you are here in bed, but you are more than seeing, you are actually in that experience. So I had another one of those a couple weeks ago, I guess it was. And it's just so hard to describe. I see these building blocks in front of me, and I know that they're moving. It's like a matrix of blocks, and they're different colors. And they're moving very quickly, moving in and out. Building looks like and I know that they're building something, and then they stop, and I zoom in and look at whatever I'm building, I guess, to see if it's built right or if I built it correctly. And then I zoom out, and I start moving them around really quickly again. And they're spinning and moving around. And I zoom in, and then zoom out. I don't know what it was. I feel like I was building some type of part of the matrix or something. I mean, when we build something in a higher dimension, we're building the matrix,
Could it be like an spherical weave? You're weaving time. You're doing something with energy of time. You're doing something on the plane. Yeah. Does that?
On the higher plane. And I do say that we're building the new matrix for the higher dimensions. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's what I was doing.
No, I didn't have that. The experiences I've had for the last 3 days is I'm in a spaceship driving it.
I get that a lot. Yeah,
of course.
I get that a lot. Yeah, I know I've flown, and I know, and I can feel my ship. I can still feel it, and it's very interesting because someone did say, because the ship is a part of the human or the person flying it. So the ship is coded for the person.
Right.
And someone had said that the ships are grown, and they're grown from crystals. And then they're grown and molded through our energies. And it's really funny because where I've seen me flying, it's almost like mind over matter. And I have my hand above a ball on my chair, and I just move my hand around to drive it. And it's not touching anything, but I move my hand over the ball. And a lot of the mind works the ship to however it needs to go. And it's like so easy, and it's so uncomplicated. I know that sounds really weird, but it's like, and it's
Not
such
at
a
all.
part of me, that ship that I've seen. But
I
also,
didn't have that. Mine was part of the ship of the Dove, which is the mothership over the U.S.
oh,
They have ships, small ships that go throughout the world, and this is the mothership. And I was not in the mothership. I was just in one of those little space crafts, a couple of them actually.
and why'd you call it the Dove?
Shuttle.
Why'd you call
It's
it
the
the Dove?
ship of the Dove.
Huh?
It's the ship of the Dove. It's the mothership that's over the U.S. It's huge.
Because that's funny, because in my book I have a bird ship.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking you about that. Interesting.
Wait, before we go on, Andy, I want to hear what you thought about that, my block experience. Because I know you were starting to say something.
So I've had not exactly the same, but like what came to mind and what has happened to me is I've had like the realization that like Andy down here on Earth and everything I know and think about, at some point my consciousness when I'm sleeping or on these higher realms is merging with my oversoul, like all this much higher aspects of who I really am. And when that merge is taking place, all of a sudden I shift and I'm not thinking like I normally do. It's like this wise, very divine, higher aspect. And that aspect then is working through me because like every day is a new creation. We're all constantly co-creating. And like that aspect of me merged into the whole. And then while I'm up there, we're planning what happens next. And so a lot of times we like different scenarios are whipped up and shown to me. And if I don't like it or I give tweaks, this, that, and then it morphs again right in front of me. And I almost have to be like, yes. And then all of a sudden I go back down into my body and then like the next day happens. And so I really think what you saw there, you have the perspective, I would say, of like a higher aspect of yourself, maybe not God source, but a higher aspect of Sharon is who's creating this whole avatar experience for you. Is you were like, is this right? Is this right? Will this work? And it's kind of like the above is trying to help us, but we still have to authorize it because we have free will. I don't know if that makes sense. But that's that. I feel like that's what has happened to me a lot. And it's really weird when the perspective change happens. I used to think I was someone else or something else. And then I realized it was all me. And I was able to access like the person, the tip of the pin, and all the way up at all these different levels. And then a lot of times I was like, get me the hell out of here. They're like, nope, you're going back. But what do you want to do? Or you still need to work on this. Or here's things you want to do. Here's opportunity. Here's potential timelines. And then I'm being given the opportunity. What would help the whole? What would satisfy my soul contracts? What do you personally need to work on and want to do? And what just because of your own karma you need to continue to experience. And so it's just that idea that like something's whipping something together and then you're looking at it and it's not quite right. And then you're changing it. And so for me, it wasn't like a piece of technology. I started to realize it was me down here on Earth that the up there version was creating all this. And I really think on a nightly basis, you don't just make soul contracts, before you're born to meet people, to work off karma, to help with missions that the light is trying to do to help with the human awakening. I think on a nightly basis, there's all these infinite timelines. Like we're being given an opportunity regularly what we need to experience next.
Yeah, and to do it consciously is what we're wanting, what we're remembering to do, right?
Yeah.
and doing our part here. Yeah, that makes sense. And Mark says that he said he can relate with the blocks. I'd love to hear, Mark, what you've had with that. And he says he agrees with what you say, Andy. And then also, Orb Family of Light says, are the ships fueled by DNA? Yes, I would agree with that they are. I feel that they are. That's the way, only because not everyone can fly them.
Well, they're coded for they're coded for DNA. Most of them, the ones I'm flying,
not fueled, but coded.
They're fueled
yes.
by a lot of these higher dimensional crystals, and the torsion field between the two they use to propel them forward or propel them forward. And so, because you have to have the right DNA, or the ship won't work for you. Not everybody can get in everybody else's ship and steal it and drive off like in the movies.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that also goes with the portal system around the planet. Not everybody can go in all the different portals. And that's why the bloodlines, the DNA is so important, because not everybody can access all the realms there are to access.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of our super soldier stuff has to do with. We have the right DNA, and we are connected to the right higher dimensional off-world groups to be able to go in places and do certain things.
Right. We should have a show on super soldiers. Let's have a show on that. Super soldier information.
Yeah.
It got quiet.
We should. We have to. We would have to do the sandwich approach. Start with some good, cool stuff, get into some dark, gross, and scary and bad stuff, and then end with a positive. It's all going to work out because the good guys win, and it's all.
Yes.
But we can't not talk about the bad stuff in this.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It's just like here's part of the show, part of the deal, part of the movie. So I wanted to highlight a comment here. Orb Family of Light says they have, I can't tell if she or he, a lot of orbs, and have a YouTube channel documenting them. If anyone is interested, it's new. Awesome. Is it called Orb Family of Light? Because I would love to see it. My sister and I have a Facebook channel called the Orb Sisters as well, and Facebook page and an orb page too, the Orb Sisters. So
did you, Sharon, see the black and white shorts that I did on my YouTube channel of the orbs in my house? I'll have to send it to you. I have one where I just have these massive orbs all coming down through my ceiling, and they come down on me, and then they go through my windows. You can see them going back in and out of my windows. Yeah. Yeah, I was doing that for a while.
Yeah. So you have video.
I have a couple of videos.
You have video?
I'll send them to you.
Nice.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, please. Mm-hmm.
What color were the orbs?
Well, it was a night vision, so it was. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Good. And of course, I couldn't see them, and some would go into me, and some would just go around me, and but I have one where it was just massive, just coming right down, and I had no heat on, I had no air on, I had nothing, no windows open, nothing. And then I actually filmed one coming from outside. You could see it outside, going through my window into my house, and I was right there. Mm-hmm. So I'll find it and I'll send it to you. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool. That a lot of the ships or the vehicle or the anomalies in the sky that are showing up are orbs, big light orbs. They showed up in Oregon off the coast. They were orbs. They weren't drones. They were lighted up orbs, and those are showing up. And what I understand from Elena Denon and her contact, Thorhan Iridian, and I've shared why I trust her information. A lot of it. Not some stuff I disagree with her about, but her information confirms my own experiences after the fact. That the drones and the ships in the sky are our military and some of theirs, but the more natural looking ones, like the
They're
orbs,
mixing. Yeah,
are
they're
theirs.
mixing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I felt that too. And I
Yeah,
felt some of them are plasma. And did you see that? Yeah, did you
plasma,
see
yes.
that video of that young a girl that zoomed in on an orb and it had a lot of like veins of light going through it, and she said something about Jesus, and it just started activating. And so she goes, "Oh, you believe
Nice.
in Jesus?" And it just started activating. This thing is like
That's,
way far away from her. She zoomed in with her phone, and I went right on. I love that one. That shows you, you know, that's us, Nanda.
Yeah,
Yep,
and they're
so
conscious.
they're sentient, they're conscious, and they hear us and they hear our thoughts.
yep,
And yeah,
yep.
totally. Uh, I mean, Stephen Greer has, the CE5 app that he, in all those meditations that he shared, that help us connect to them on a conscious level, and through meditations and everything. He's controversial for some people, but I think he's really trying really hard to get disclosure out. Yeah. So, speaking of disclosure, I'd like to know everyone's opinion on a timeline for when the maybe the new administration is going to come out and tell us that there is other life out there,
Mhm.
and they're already here.
They've been here. Yeah.
I know, right? They're already here.
That's so weird. Baron's 6'8" or 9. How crazy!
Yeah. I I think
uh,
Trump will
so
probably be one for disclosure. Um, if they tell, I think he knows a lot more than he shares, and I think he's seen a portal. I think there's a portal underground military has been guarding it, and I think he's I feel that he's seen it and talked to species through holograms. I believe, I feel that a lot of like the ones that I've channeled, they come down in hologram and discuss business. They don't come down physically because they don't trust us. So they'll come down in a hologram
yeah,
and do the discussing at the table. And I do believe, I feel that Trump has that knowledge. And I think that's why he has actually been eternally protected to get into this state, because they're going to work with him. I mean, he's all we have right now.
well, they've been working with him, I
Yeah.
feel. But,
Well, when in one class, actually several classes, we were told to study him before he became president. And I've always had an affinity to him. And so we had to read his books. We had to study him thoroughly. And what we found was that he is an ascended master. He has come here to help us in this lifetime.
Yeah, I think he's a warrior.
Yeah. And the reason is, and one of the reasons is because my teacher also said there will come a time, and this was about 12, no, it had to be longer than that, 15 or 16 years ago. The teacher said, there will become a time when you will have to take your country back.
Yeah.
And we all know why Biden had to come in. He had to show people how bad things really were underground, and the truth had to come out so that everybody could see it. There are still people that are still waking up. There are still people that don't believe that. That's okay. That's their journey. That's their path. But even though they're seen, though these are the people who say the moon is made out of cheese, they're always going to be, well, as one of my other teachers said, I keep pointing to the moon and you keep looking at my finger.
Oh.
So So that's what happened with a lot of people. You're not looking at the right things inside you. But if Biden hadn't happened, it's even like my husband said, I said to him, Biden had to happen because the truth is now out there, because it was hidden before. You were happy not knowing. Now you're not happy because you know it. Well, now people can do something about it.
It's called the Great Awakening, and it's also called the Time of Revelations. And so everything's being revealed. And and you got to show people, you can't tell them.
Yeah.
So
well,
so back to Galactic Galactic, what were we talking about? I wrote down March 26, 2026 is what Mark predicted for disclosure. Thank you, disclosure. And Christine said July 4th. Did you mean this year, Christine? 4th of July, you said. So I'm going to write down these predictions.
Well, we all know that Elon Musk has to know because every pilot in the sky knows.
Yeah.
Okay, Robin, did you have a prediction?
Well, I don't know, but I know that my guide has told me something's going to happen in March. So I don't know what's going to happen in March, but
of this year,
2025, something of awakening, something is going to happen in March, and it's going to actually bring a lot of people forward that are waiting to come forward and to teach and bring forth. So it might be just what you're talking about, but I know something. She keeps saying March to me, so, but I don't know exactly what.
Okay, Christine, this year. Okay, Diane, did you have a prediction of a time?
No, I actually would
timeline?
have to. I think I'd have to. I think it's after he takes care of the first 100 days. He's got to do all these things really fast. And he said the first 100 days. It's got to be after the first 100 days. Now he has the Space Force, and I can't remember who he put in charge of that. But that may be part of what's going to happen.
Okay, looks like Mark agrees with you. What about you, Andy?
So I definitely think something, if we're talking about like, the president or the government coming out and be like, hey, we're not alone in the universe, or aliens are here and we've been working with them all along. Like, I don't know if that comes out this year. I feel like there's a big shift that happens this year, because the way I feel like I've even been shown or experienced it, we all just wake up and we're using 10% of our brains, not or 12%, not 10%. Like all of a sudden we're online at a higher level, and that right there, everyone just realizes, because there's all the information's already out there, right? We already all know this. And so I think it just kind of figures it out. And then it's like an after the fact, the government's like, yeah, so there was aliens all along. I don't know if there's going to be a formal declaration. I definitely think everybody knows before Trump's out of office in 4 years. I will just give my experience personally. When I started going to ECETI in 2017, I was having a number of experiences. And I came from a very blue family, union working class. My dad was an electrician, like mom's a teacher. And so I had a lot of programming to come over and myself with politics and the way things are. And I'm pretty moderate overall. I just want everyone to be happy and us all to be one and treat each other well. I mean, really. Yeah. But anyway, where I'm going with all this is I didn't vote for Trump in 2016. Me and my wife didn't actually vote. I knew Hillary was corrupt, and so I didn't want to vote for her, but I still wasn't sold on Trump because of my programming. And so then he won, and then I had even more awakenings and going to ECETI, and so I kind of woke up even more and remember childhood stuff. And so in 2018, I was a day before I was going to go up to ECETI, I had an amazing dream. It was so vivid. It was like one of those ones, like as vivid as talking to you ladies right now. I woke up. I'm on a ship or in some higher realm. The only thing I realize is there's a guy standing in front of me, and he's like a bigger guy in a suit. And like we're all in line, just like you're waiting at like the movie theater in a long line or something. And I'm just like, what am I doing here? What's happening? Where am I trying to figure it all out? And all of a sudden, like the line's like moving, and I'm kind of like moving, and I see in the far in the distance, there's just one spotlight, and everyone's waiting in line for the spotlight. So I'm like, what is happening? And all of a sudden, dreams, it jumps forward. And next thing you know, I'm the very next person behind this guy in line. And all of a sudden, this big guy moves, and Trump is standing right there. Trump in his suit, the red tie, the whole bit. He's standing. It is vivid. And I'm looking at him, and I look, and he has like security guys on either side of him. And I'm like, oh, hi, yeah. And I just started to wake up, and I was planning on, in 2020, voting for him. And so this is 2018, and I've kind of awakened. And so the only thing I can think to say is like, go to shake his hand. I'm like, hey, thank you that the people are with you. Thank you for all you're doing. I didn't vote for you last time. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to this time. And he kind of smiles, and he's like, that's okay. You know, not everybody did, but I know you're one of the good ones. He like tells me this. And so when he says that, all of a sudden I realize I like kind of go in for like, it's weird, shake his hand. I went in for like a bro hug, you know? And when we're like bro hugging, I can smell the cologne he's wearing. It's like that bit of a dream. It's really him. And so I'm like, what the? And so I take 2 steps back because I'm just like, this is crazy. What just happened? And literally there's a light above Trump that glows white, and literally like it like unfolds to like an angel. And then I wake up in my bed and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And ever since then, sorry, forgive my cussing. Ever since then, I'm like 100% for Trump, because I'm like, that was like divine, like my guides having me meet him. And so since then, I've had a couple of different experiences where I feel like I'm doing these things in the higher realms with Archangel Michael, and I'm standing there with like the Legion of Light and like Michael and angels, and I feel like Archangel Uriel, who is red, who wears red, is known as the lion, and is like the archangel of wisdom, is literally like encompassed over Trump at all times. So it's not just Trump himself is an old soul. We all have these like our angels and guides that project their energy down to protect us, or that's what I feel like. And I literally feel like Uriel, Archangel Uriel, is directly around Trump at all times. And that's whole 5D chess is like the angels are like involved in this too, not just Starseeds and the Pleiadian security forces or something.
Well,
like it's much bigger.
He's going to be well protected then. I don't think we need to worry about that.
He is. Well, he definitely is.
And so then I told the story last time. I'm sorry, then I'll be quiet. Like the first assassination attempt was on a Sunday, right? When they got him in the ear and his head barely moved. Mm-hmm. My whole family, I have a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, and my wife. All 4 of us, which is totally abnormal for us, on that particular Sunday that happened, got super tired and went and laid down middle of the day to take a nap, which we don't normally do. We're all pretty active and we're doing stuff. But all 4 of us, without planning, went and fell asleep. We all woke up, and I looked down at my thing, and the assassination attempt had happened. And people are texting me, and I'm like, what? They tried to shoot him? What happened? And then I turn on the TV, and you see the fight, and the whole bit. As I'm watching that, I literally remember we weren't just sleeping. We all went down. We were up on like this galactic ship watching this event take place. And we were all like collectively, I mean, thousands and thousands of beings and energy. We're all projecting their energy and literally watching in slow motion as like one of the guys like turns his head at the last moment. So he didn't just look at the thing or get inspired to look at that thing and look back. I literally saw like at a higher dimensional level, one of the beings went around and like turned his head like this so it wouldn't kill him. We were all watching it in real time from up there. So anyway, sorry, that's a long story. But these are vivid things that I remember happening. And then I woke up and like that had happened, and I'm like, holy cow, this is a multi-dimensional experience happening here, and it's all divided.
Andy,
It's a huge
does your wife have any of these
it's
dreams or anything?
She's pretty intuitive. Her and her mom have a lot of, not exactly the same as me, but she's always, there's times where I've woken up and she remembered something and I remembered something, or we pieced together. She's like, oh yeah, we were here. Then you went over with these people. And then I was doing this over here. So I do think we're getting pulled up to the ships at night and working with our teams on our different areas of specialties. And, you know, we're not sleeping at night.
Right? You're all from the same family, same tribe for sure. That legion of angels. Your son's name is like an angel name. But yeah, what you were saying about Trump and the attempted assassination, what I heard, and I dived into it, and it totally resonated with me, was that he was embodied during the Atlantean times, and he was a leader, and he was assassinated, and he was a big leader, and he was going to bring change, apparently, or take down a faction of Atlantis that was, because we're basically repeating Atlantis right now, the Atlantean times. If you can't tell, right? We're repeating that. We've come full circle. And so that was his role, was to take that down. That was that cycle that we were supposed to go through. But he was killed right in front of people. And so this timeline, so we all came back, and he came back to try it again, and it didn't work this time. So that's why he was protected. That was the fall. We had a big fall after that. One of the big falls. Yeah. So that was a huge deal. I can see why all the motherships and all the dimensions would be watching that moment in time.
Do you remember being there during the fall?
I do.
Do you, Robin?
I channeled it, but I don't remember being there.
Are you talking about Atlantis or Lemuria?
Atlantis.
I was in Lemuria.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we were anything,
I'm a Lemurian. Of course, now I'm both, but I took on that part of Atlantis to bring it to the light. But
yeah.
I have a memory that came up at East Eddy during a session I had done, where an aspect of me, I guess, was in the Royal Guard in Lemuria, and they had sent like an emissary, one of the princesses, over. They were trying to negotiate, and I think it was the Trump's person that they were going to be working with, the Lemurians, to be more heart-centered because they'd gotten so technology-centered. And he gets killed, and we were going over there, and then there's this whole other group that was tinkering with the technology, and I felt like there was a big explosion, and it wasn't just like we died, but we fell down multiple dimensions. I felt like we got crushed. And I think I told you this story before, Sharon, in a different session before, but one of my son's guides, I actually had an experience that his higher self came to my higher self, which had gotten like stuck, almost like suspended in time when that fall happened, and like reawakened me. Like,
yes.
Well, actually, what happened at that point with the explosion was the Atlanteans couldn't figure out how the Lemurians had a connection to God that they didn't have. And what happened is that they decided that they were going to put rocks on their chakras, and when crystals actually, And what happened is that they blew the third eye. They blew our connection to a direct connection to God. And that's what happened. And that's why everything went crashing down in dimensions. Because when that happened, we were here at God and our connection was broken down. And that's why we are now meditating to reconnect those pineal with the at the thymus and the pituitary, because it's broken. And when we connect with that, we will then be whole.
All right, dark stuff. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Okay.
He was talking about explosion, but that's the explosion that happened.
We're moving up,
Yeah.
up, forward.
Exactly,
up,
and that's
yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, back to my list. Back to my list of disclosure. Sorry. Andy, do you think? Can you give like a timeline this year, next year, 2028? What do you think? That we will know.
I mean, I think there's going to be a big shift, and I think it'll probably this August, like the August full moon.
Okay. Yeah, 2025.
That is.
And I don't think it's going to be all at
Anybody?
once. I think it's going to be an accession. Yeah,
Stages,
it's not. They're not
yeah.
going to just go, "We're here." No, I think it's going to be in stages, like you said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's this year too. I feel it. I feel it's
Yeah,
this year.
something's gonna happen.
2025.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, it
I
feels.
keep thinking
it feels
Earth Day. Isn't that like
strong this year.
April? Earth Day? I keep getting Earth Day.
I
Isn't that
don't
like,
know. Let me see.
or maybe Beltane, which is May Day, March 1st, somewhere.
Mm.
Earth Day, I think, is in April, end of April. Beltane.
I don't know.
Let me find out.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me one bit.
April
Yeah, I mean it's
22nd is Earth Day.
so at April
April
what?
22nd is Earth Day.
Oh, okay. See, and then a
Mhm.
week later is Beltane, May Day. So
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Yeah, there's.
Yeah, I don't feel it's far off at
Yeah.
all.
I think we might have our first
mid-year or something.
stage, like at the spring.
yeah,
I think something's in spring,
Mhm.
and I think we
Yeah.
got the whole world that's going to be, not just us in the United States. There's going to be, and I
Right.
hope.
Well,
Go
they've
ahead.
some countries have
Yeah.
already talked. They've already talked
Russia?
about it. They're like, yeah, duh. Why are you behind over there? And they're like in India. Their leaders have already said.
And I think it's very interesting
Yeah,
that Trump wants to buy Greenland.
well, it's strategic.
Yeah, that's strategic, but
yeah. Apparently,
it's
it's a
close
good.
to the Arctic too.
It's a good move for us.
Well, they said
Protect our borders.
they said that Seward wanted to get Greenland, and for some reason it didn't go through. He got Alaska, but some reason he couldn't get Greenland. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, and who knows? We might be.
Never know what's under
Canada
the water.
We might all be the U.S.
Our
Canada
51st
might
state,
be.
Trump said. Our
What?
51st
Have
state.
Canada join us. Love it.
Why not? Why
They're
not?
good people. Canadians are great people.
Yeah.
I have a son that lives there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country.
I have a lot of friends
Yeah.
that live there.
Yeah.
No, yeah, totally. We'll welcome them with open arms.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Come on.
They gotta
Hey.
lose the accent though. Gotta lose the
Well,
accent.
they said that they had, I can't remember who it was. Oh, I know,
Okay.
the media said that they had been getting tons and tons of emails saying, please take us. Please
sure.
take us.
After Trudeau,
Castro.
man, yeah.
So Andy, Mark says he would love to meet you. He says it. Phil, we have similar knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If he's local, he should come to the UFO meeting.
yeah.
The Portland
It's
Metro.
February 1st at 1 p.m. I just scheduled it February 1st at 1 p.m. in Beaverton. Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah. So Mark, hopefully you can take and Andy, hopefully you can make it. And you too, Diane.
Yeah, you sent me an invite. I got it.
Okay. Yeah.
So Mark, are you local?
I think he is. Yeah, because he was asking about
I
the
was asking about the Beaverton.
the
Yeah.
local group. Right. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
in Clackamas.
he's in
Oh,
Clackamas.
perfect.
He's in
Huh?
Clackamas. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, right around the corner
Yeah,
from you,
Clackamas.
Sharon. He's in Clackamas.
I didn't hear. Oh, in Clackamas. Who's in
Mark.
Clackamas? Oh, Mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's close. I'm in West Lynn area.
That's a beautiful area, by the
Not
way.
in Portland.
Gorgeous.
They get fires.
They get fired.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Fires? You can talk
Yeah,
about forest fires? kind
Yeah,
of
last summer. I have a
thing?
sister-in-law.
Not where I live.
I have a sister-in-law whose sister and her husband had to evacuate twice.
Where do they
Wow.
live?
On acreage in Clackamas, out of Clackamas.
Oh, in Clackamas.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nice.
That's not. I live on the river, so we just throw water on it if we have
Yeah.
to. But anyway, what else? What else? We talked about disclosure. We're moving. Oh, we didn't talk about. We're moving from the Kali Yuga to the Satya Yuga. I'm so excited. And the Kali Yuga. We talked about this before, right? Did we talk about it?
We did in
No?
a couple of other classes.
Oh, okay. So I've done research on the different philosophies and prophecies about the ages that Christ predicted and a lot of masters predicted, moving from the old age into the new age, the coming age, the age that we're in. And I really enjoyed the Hindu philosophy of the yugas, the four main yugas or ages, cycles. And we were in the Kali Yuga, which is the last of the four, which is the lowest vibrational one, which lasted thousands of years. And we're moving from the Kali Yuga into the Satya Yuga, which is also called the Golden Age. And if you'll notice, Trump was calling it that. And this is according to the Hindu prophecy, is going to last for millions of years, and it's the first of the four ages
In the Kali,
and it's
in the Yugas, yeah.
It's the best one, meaning high vibrational, and that it is to begin. The Golden Age is to begin in February 2025, according to this research I saw.
Which is interesting because the Hindus have this celebration every 3 years, but this one is a big one because it's now every 12 years. And this February is when it happens. And all the Hindus come together at a specific place in a river or a lake. And this is happening in February. So as all of this is happening, the Chinese New Year in the snake, and the Hindu celebration, and the new yuga, all at the same time, is a huge awakening.
Maybe a lot of energy.
Yeah, Christ predicted this age of the Christ consciousness is the second coming, or the coming of the Christ consciousness, second coming, which I believe is also the Satya Yuga, is the Christ consciousness coming down into the planet, and He paved the way and help us understand that and remember that. Yeah, so it's really exciting. I'm so excited.
Well, if it starts in February, I mean, Trump's already in office for a couple of weeks by then, with all the executive orders and stuff. Maybe one of those is declassifying, the Kennedy files. You know what I mean? Just that's going to be an awakening for people leading up to this. These big celebrations in February and cosmic energies and the whole bit. So, it's all divinely syncing up.
It sure
Divine
is.
Yeah.
And I just read an article today where Trump is creating, when he gets into office on day one, he said, creating external revenue service where, did you see that?
I saw that. Me and my wife cheered. We're like, yes, they're just printing money anyway. What do I need to pay taxes for?
What is this?
Right.
I didn't hear it.
The internal revenue service collects payments internally from the citizens, right? You have to pay taxes. The external revenue service is everybody who owes the U.S. money or who is taking advantage of it one way or another. We're going to start collecting
tariffs, imports from foreign companies.
They said it used
so
to
it
be,
sounds
they said it used to be that way, and taxes came in, and they used to get money from the tariffs, and that's what they want to go back to.
Makes sense.
So it sounds
that's
to me
Peter
like
Navarro. That's his plan of action financially. He's a genius.
Right. So it sounds to me like this is getting rid of the IRS, basically. Yeah. I don't think he's ever. I don't think he said he's getting rid of the IRS, but this sounds.
He did. Yeah, I heard that.
Restructure it.
This sounds like his way of doing that is giving us the power again, and because we've been ripped off for some hundreds of years since they started the IRS, which isn't legal anyway.
On one of the timelines I saw or thought I experienced or was shown, remote viewing, you know how the U.S. national debt right now is like $35 trillion. It was specifically at once it got to $44 trillion, there was this huge meeting over in Europe with all the leaders there at the Vatican and all this stuff. And Trump pulls us out of the Federal Reserve, and everything by then had already been disclosed, showing how much money's being siphoned off through the illegal activities and all these different things around the world. And Trump pulls us out of the Fed, and basically U.S. debt gets paid off.
Yeah, and we all know that the Fed was created by FDR, and we don't.
And it's all.
We don't even own it. It's not a part of the U.S. It's the 13 richest families in the world taking advantage of everything they can, and they wanted the U.S. to be a feudal state and rip us off. Trump walks in, says, "No, that's not going to happen."
So, Christine says, and what we were talking about earlier, and look at us all here for it and talking about it. Isn't it amazing? I know, it's just so exciting. 20 years ago, there's no way I could have been talking about this with anybody. They'd look at me like they did look at me like I had two heads on their
straight jacket on,
Yeah, totally. Well, I did spend some time there, but I remember in Cancun, I had a vacation there when I used to dive, and I was with my ex-partner, and we were sitting there with a couple we met and just talking, having a couple beers. And I said, well, we all come from other planets. You could have dropped a pin in that place, the way they looked at me. And even my partner at the time, and later on he goes, "Why did you say that?" And I'm like, "What? It's true." He's like, "That was embarrassing." I'm like, "Oh my God." Seriously.
There goes that trip.
Yeah, you notice he's the ex, but I know
Yeah.
couldn't talk about this stuff 20 years ago, and now
Well,
here we
I
are.
did, but that's because I belonged to a commune, and it was free for all. I
Well,
even shoot.
not everyone was
I
living in
worked
a
for an
community,
architect firm, and I
Diane.
worked for an architect firm, and I even showed them how to recognize UFOs in the sky, and they looked at me like I had a nail in my head. But I did it anyway.
Well,
Good for you.
yeah.
Because we had these great. We were on the Willamette, down in John's Landing, and we had these great windows, and they overlooked everything. And I said, "See out there," and they just go, "Yeah, right, sure."
Diane, she's on a bender again. Remember that?
And that was years ago. I don't know. It was over 20 years ago, I think, probably, maybe.
Yeah. So it's exciting times, and I'm just really excited about our future and where we are, and and tonight, and being able to hang out with such amazing people.
Thank you. Yeah. You too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I pull a card from an Oracle deck?
Yes.
I don't want to.
Please do.
I've had them sitting here, and I've been wanting to pull
Which
one.
deck is it, Andy?
This is the native.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Heart.
Yeah.
See,
So
it's like
the
putting it
native
in a
heart
mirror.
healing
It's like
oracle.
putting it in a mirror to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to.
Oh,
Heart. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's the way it is here on Restream, unfortunately. I think if
Yeah.
you mirror camera, it
To
I
me,
don't
it
know.
looked like Native House.
Here's-
Anyway,
Yeah, it says native heart healing
Okay.
oracle deck. Yeah. Yesterday was the full moon, and we just pulled the full moon card.
nice.
Well,
Still
3
pretty
days
cool.
before and 3 days after,
Yeah.
same energy.
So I'll read this real quick. And you probably couldn't see it. It has green around it. It has the full moon, and then underneath the full moon, it has like a lotus flower with a turtle going up towards the full moon, and then on either side of the full moon, it has dragonflies.
Nice.
So
Truth.
That's beautiful.
And so it says, a full moon. This mandala is guiding you to connect with the cycles of the grandmother moon, especially the phase of the full moon. Every 28 days, grandmother moon shines its full grandness upon the shadows you have allowed to creep into your heart. She does so to guide us to release the burdens and all that no longer serves. Humans are creatures of habit, and over time, humanity has become accustomed to carrying stories, beliefs, and fears, some of which can become unwanted, unnecessary baggage. During accelerated times of learning, as we shift in consciousness, we are creating new ways of being within the physical self and may find it necessary to let go of aspects of our old selves. For eons, people have honored and celebrated the full moon and the light she brings into our lives. This card is a reminder of how important it is to celebrate this journey called life and to let go of all that is holding you back. Allow the wings of the dragonfly to carry you, that you release back all that you release back to the moonlight, where the ancient mother turtle carries it on its back to the sisters of the night sky. This card indicates a time of dance and celebration as you move forward. Lighter on your feet, your connection with the earth is deepening. Love for self and your spirit are expanding, and the infinite relationship you share with your heart and the heart of all that is. It says the key elements: silver ray, emerald green ray, heart chakra, water, third eye chakra, flow, surrender, lotus flower, ceremony, and ancient mother.
Beautiful.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's what we did last night, and and apparently we're doing it tonight too. We can do it tonight.
Awesome.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Andy. I pulled a card too,
Yeah.
so I'd like to show that after you're done. Wow.
That's pretty
Jesus, coming.
nice.
What deck is that?
The Native Heart Healing Oracle deck by Melanie Ware.
That's nice. That's beautiful. I pulled the Lyran card, and wouldn't you know it, it's the number 1.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Immaculate Conception.
Ooh, ooh.
Wow.
Time of positive transformation. I don't think I have to say anything more. That says it all. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah.
Love
So
it.
I pulled a card too, and this
Okay.
is a different deck, and this is an underwater nautical deck I got off
Ooh.
of Amazon, and it's actually a generic deck. It doesn't have a person, but I've been using them. I really like them, and I got the Sea Dragon, and it says,
Nice.
"Embrace your inner power and let your majestic spirit soar through life's depths." But it's so funny that we've been talking about dragons. Yep.
Beautiful.
So,
I love how they tune into us and
yeah.
compliment what
Yeah.
our conversations. We're all here together.
Yep. A community.
Diane, do you want to pull a card?
I pulled one from the King Arthur deck that I've had for
Okay.
years. And what is
All right.
really interesting is that it's the stone, 3 of stones. And what it is, it's, see the standing stone right here?
Mm-hmm.
And in the background is this chalk figure who is a craftsman and reaping of the fields right here on the other side of the standing stone. And what it says is, a standing stone stands near the plowed field on a distant hill with the chalk figure. And the smith, which is the chalk figure, was honored above all men by the Celtic people. As well as the craftsman, he was often a magician as well. This means construction, craftsmanship, professional mastery, practical skills, creative instinct, good organization, and skill bring honor and reward. So everything is coming forward.
That's going to be the United States. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. You're going to see
Yeah,
the master.
definitely.
Mhm.
Yes. Standing stones.
That's
Doesn't
amazing.
surprise me.
Sharon, that takes me back to your dream too, where you're crafting something and you're getting it just right.
Yeah.
Because you're a skilled
Yes, we're all skilled craftsmen, aren't we?
Mhm.
Creating,
craftsmen
Yeah.
and people.
Yeah.
creating our higher dimensional future.
Yep.
Because this matrix is, the old matrix is falling, so we got to build something in its place.
Yep. It's crumbling.
It's
It's funny,
crumbling.
my channeling session that I did the other day, when I was channeling the Wizard of Oz writer, he said the Babylon Bee is falling. And I thought that was
Yes.
a weird terminology to call it the Babylon Bee is falling.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about it is that I think Sharon, you were talking about in your things, your predictions, that you were talking about people resigning. The the chairman and president of MSNBC resigned today.
Mm,
And
yeah.
there's going to be more of that.
Before they're arrested, is that what you mean?
What?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
What'd you say?
Before they're arrested?
Oh.
That's absolutely correct.
Leaving the country before they're
Say it like it is, you know?
Yeah, that's absolutely
Yeah.
correct. They're leaving Dodge, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we need to reopen Alcatraz. And
I just think they need to send them to Gitmo.
That might already be cool.
Yeah. So we just need to, I don't know. We're going to have build our jails a little bit bigger soon, I hope.
Yeah. No. Get them their own planet. Take them to a prison planet.
Yeah. Beam them out.
They're already
right.
European.
When I see some of these, even New York City, but some of these cities that have gotten so bad, Portland isn't all that great.
I haven't gone downtown in years.
But they've gotten so bad. It reminds me of that movie, Escape from New York. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh yeah, years ago.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it reminds me of that movie. It's just so, because I remember when I first saw it years ago, I felt like, oh my gosh, that feels like it could be the future. Now we're living in it.
Hollywood has it inside. Sometimes they put it right in our face, and then we go, "Oh, that was just out last spring, that virus or whatever." You know,
the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
that's pretty prevalent.
The predictive programming.
Predictive programming, totally.
Yeah.
Good stuff. There's so much we could talk about. We do get off on tangents, though. I apologize to people watching. We get on.
I know they're all asleep because it hasn't moved for a while.
Yeah, you can say get back on topic if you know, Christine.
Yeah,
you're the only
you can say snap out of it.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, thank you everyone for being here. We're out of time, and you know, there's so much to talk about. We'll be here next month. Hopefully, everyone here. Our next show is February 11th, and we're going to have a lot to talk about, I'm sure, then, because it'll be a lot going on, even more probably. Christine says, I like to take a step way back and look at the big picture unfolding in front of us, piece by piece. It is predictable and it is glorious. Yes, it is.
It is.
We've all done this before.
Yes.
Yes.
So we know how
I don't even want to count how many times. This time we're getting it right. I know, right?
It's better and better.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you know, I just read something about King Arthur, which I've read before, but I didn't really understand what it meant. King Arthur happened 4 times, just like Jesus. Well, I don't know that this has happened before where we are right now, but it took 1,000 years in that time, in our timeline, for King Arthur in Camelot. Does that mean 4,000 years? Because it happened 4 times? I don't know. That's a question.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll all know when we know.
Yeah. I just read that today and I had to ponder that.
Mm. It doesn't surprise me at all. I would say, yeah, probably. Hopefully it got less and less each time, you know. But who knows? We've done this so many times.
Yeah.
But I was told from my teacher that we are the closest we have ever come to ascending. The closest we have collectively ever come. in all those years and all
It's
those
gonna
millions
happen.
and millions of
Right.
years.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're
Mhm.
there. We're doing it. We are
Yeah.
there.
No more
Yes,
reset.
because so many of us are now awakening.
Nothing can stop what is coming. In the words of the famous 17th letter.
And we don't want to stop it. We want to go. Let's accelerate it. Let's get going.
No, we don't want to stop. Well, there are some who do want to stop it.
Yeah, well, they're going to Alcatraz.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right. Okay. Ending on a really positive note. We are there already. We're already Christed. We're already there. Look at us. This is the fifth dimension right here.
Are
Right?
you going to break out in
Yeah.
song now?
No, I'm gonna howl at the moon. Ow! Let's howl at the moon again. Ow!
The fifth dimension, you know.
Did you do that with the boyfriend on the beach? The ex-boyfriend?
Did I? What?
Yeah, did you howl like that?
Oh, I probably did.
I'm
I
just
always
giving you
howl
a
at
bad
the moon.
time. I'm just giving you a
Oh.
bad time.
I always howl at the moon.
Do you?
It feels good. Gets
Okay.
gets your energy out.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
Thanks
have to read
everyone. Thank you, Andy, Robin, Diane. Thank you for being kumbaya. That's right.
Thank
right.
you, Robin, for reminding me of my fork.
I know, that was awesome. I love it. Where is it?
Oh, it's right here. I got it close by.
And Andy didn't have to use his Viking.
His hammer,
That
his
is
Thor
awesome.
hammer. Don't hurt
Yeah.
yourself. Okay.
So when we all go over to Aseti, will you guys bring those? Because that would be really fun.
Well, mine is
Absolutely.
the weather thing. And
Well,
I don't
we might
want to
need
do
it.
anything to, I just don't know what will happen.
Should
Okay.
yeah, I know you're just too powerful that you don't
Not
want-
me, it's the thing. And I'm not working it. It's, I'm getting it. I have to call my guide, say, you got to do this because I have no clue. I don't even, like I said, I don't even remember what they
Don't
call
use a tool you don't know how to use.
Exactly.
So we don't want to be blasted with lightning or something,
No.
walking
Or
around.
somebody else be blasted.
There goes Diane.
I know, Andy. Make sure you know how to use that Thor hammer too. When you
Yeah.
A pretty good idea.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's probably natural, right?
It looks like a meat pounder.
Yeah. It's been
It's a good name for it.
That's awesome.
All right, everybody, we're going crazy. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone.